And how long did it take you guys to get to 10K a month? Do you remember?
Okay, I think I don't have exact. I need to open that, but it's like I think around 8 months or something.
Starting with zero, turn it to 10, lose once, learn, then do it again. No suits, no loans, just hustle that grows with the bootstrapped heroes.
Welcome to the Bootstrap Heroes podcast, where we unpack how Bootstrap founders went from 0 to 10K a month and beyond. Today, I have with me Sanskar, otherwise known as the Indian app guy. Sanskar has 7 profitable SaaS companies, and I'm very keen to find out how he got to where he is today and how he managed to do that. Welcome to the podcast.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you. So before we dive in, I'd just really love to hear a bit more about your backstory. How did you get to here?
So it's been a kind of a long story, but to summarize it in a short form, it's been like tried building the application just right out of high school. You can say it didn't work out. Tried a lot of marketing part. Again, didn't work out. Then I kind of tried to bought something, and that I faced kind of a fraud where I tried to purchase something, I didn't got it. Worked in a call center, then worked in a sales job for 8 months. Then I went into start create. I had the experience of creation before, but it didn't work out commercially, like as in the sense of app getting revenue. But I built a lot of skills of developing product in the initial of it. So I started sharing that in the developer communities, and they started showing some appreciation around it. Okay, yeah, they liked it and stuff. So it started with simply sharing how the code of my login and sign up screen. That's when I created my GitHub account with the Indian app guy name, and it kind of stayed for a very long time. I started sharing, people asking for more. Then I created a YouTube channel. I started sharing more and more, creating literally just products and teaching how to create them from scratch on my YouTube channel. It never got monetized. Fortunately, unfortunately, it grew to like 24,000 subscribers. I literally recorded videos of 6 hours stretch in a single time. But
Wow.
anyhow, it got monetized. So I was like, okay, I'm not gonna depend on ad revenue wise. And then I also didn't like how in the education field, if I wanted to go into the field where I wanted to teach the course and all, I realized a lot of people in the market were selling the dream. It kind of didn't relate to me, and I was having a little hard time in terms of, okay, I cannot charge my course that high and stuff. So I went into the way which I like. I like building stuff. There was a part where I also did a job of developer, 6 months, a remote job. Then I just kept on launching things, started with lifetime deal sales of products, did that for a year or so. And after that, I was like, hey, if I want to build a company or something, I need a recurring kind of revenue. So then I kind of focused on product where I can kind of generate a recurring revenue. And yeah, it's been quite a different like journey, and
Yeah.
like yeah, now we're standing at like good amount of MRR. We have a team also, like 10 people team plus. I'm actually working from home today, but we have full office, around 7 to 10 people who are coming offline as well. So yeah.
Oh, amazing. Congratulations. So what was the first business that you managed to get over that $10,000 a month threshold?
The one which we are focusing on right now. It's
Yeah,
called
and which one's that?
MagicSlides.app. It's like a
Awesome.
presentation creation application. So everything around creating a presentation. Yeah. You can create any
Awesome.
from
Cool.
any source information. You just give it some like topic or any PDF file, anything. It'll create the whole presentation for you in minutes.
Very, very cool. And what sparked the idea for that business?
The previous ones, while I was building the Sheet AI, someone asked me for a pitch deck. That Sheet AI was also something which was growing quite well. And someone asked me for pitch deck. And being the developer who I am, so I was like, okay, why is there no tool for kind of creating a pitch deck? Of course, at that time, I didn't build anything close to creating a pitch deck. It was generating some basic outline kind of presentation. But that is like 3 years ago. And that was still like a crazy thing. Okay, it can create that. Like you can go into Google Slides, just enter a topic and it will create all those slides. So it was very interesting for a lot of people. We got a lot of free marketing in terms of people creating reels on Instagram and stuff. So yeah, the reason for the creation was someone asked me for a pitch deck. I was supposed to create a pitch deck, but I was more interested to test out my skills that if can I create a pitch deck kind of generator. So I
Yeah.
give that a try, and
Very cool. Scratching your own itch, that's the best way to start a good business, right? And would you say that like all the failures up to that point, all the learnings, like were they critical in actually being able to start that one, or do you think you could have done it without all those failures first?
So everything kind of relate to that. Like basically, the reason I was able to create it in such a small amount of time was because I have built more than 7 to 8 products in Google Workspace. Literally just building whatever I'm thinking. Like I thought, oh, there should be an app to send notification on Slack. Or there are literally 7, 8 applications which I built on Google Workspace. So it was much easier for me. Okay, I just need to build something for Google Slides now. I've already built for forms, for all the other products as well. So it was like, yeah, okay, I know. And also in the terms of marketing, I was much comfortable compared to them in the start. Like I had created YouTube videos, I have created, like if you see my old videos like 4, 5 years ago, I see myself and it's like quite awkward. Okay. At that time I was still feeling alright to get on camera. So I was like, yeah, all those things I really feel if I wouldn't have done those, yeah, not definitely not possible.
Yeah, yeah. I asked the question because, when you're in that phase of like, you feel entrepreneurial, you want to start businesses, and you're just failing and failing and failing. It's like really hard, and you're like, what's the point? I'm making no money. But I think looking back for me, it was like I learned so many skills that then allowed me to start that successful business.
Exactly.
All those websites that you build and like, that do nothing, but like you go through the process of learning to build the websites and all those ads that you run that you waste money on, like you go through the learning processes, and they're so important that when the right idea comes around, you've already sort of got the learnings and the failures there. So yeah, super
Exactly,
interesting.
exactly. It's like, how new age AI models are being trained. That's how we are like. It's like sometimes you yourself will not be able to answer why you know something, why it should be, how it should be done.
Yeah,
But you just know it, like, because you have gone through a phase which has kind of trained you in a way where you are like, this should be like this. Sometimes I'm not be
yeah,
able to point it out, but it should be like this. Sometimes you'll
yeah.
have hard time explaining it to other people that they'll be like, why? Like, but you'll be like, no, it should be like this only. So it's like, I
I
feel
had
that
that so many times where employees would question me, and I'm like, we have to do it this way. I just know. And they're like, but why? And
yeah,
I'm like, I can't explain. I can't remember the lesson, but
this
I've learned the
relation.
lesson before.
This is very interesting. Like how I just thought of this first time that like relating our understanding how models are learning, because in AI
Yeah,
space this has been called a lot that people don't know why AI answer a subtle way, like why it answers
yeah.
that way, but yeah, kind of related.
Super interesting. And did that business cost you much to start then?
No, 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 nothing. I think my first business I literally started on a subdomain of firebase.web.app. This one I bought a domain. At that time I was already like running a software which was generating $1,500 something MRR. I had other products as well which was generating revenue. So even that, like the cost was only the domain. I like no server side cost or any other that cost. Like it was working on Google above the Google slides. So even if people use it, like the OpenAI cost was there. I also experimented with that also, like giving people an option to give their own OpenAI key. Like, okay,
Nice.
you want to try it out, use it as much as you want with your own key. No issues there.
Okay, cool. And how long did it take you guys to get to 10K a month? Do you remember?
Okay, I think I don't have exact. I need to open that, but it's like I think around 8 months or something. There was a
Nice.
initial time, but afterwards it has been little different. Like it's not always been like there was a good journey where we like went. I can open it 1 second. I think it's only showing numbers. You can take it as an around
Sure.
that only like
It
8 to 10
gives us a
percent.
rough idea.
Yeah,
Still
yeah.
very impressive. And I think a lot of people really struggle in the like, how do you get to that 10K a month? Where do you find your first customers? Do you remember where you found your first like ten customers?
Yes. So basically, what we did was we launched on Reddit. Reddit, and one thing is very interesting in my life. Like when I launched my first product, what happened was, again, I didn't know anything. Like so I just saw one product. It was generating revenue. I was like, okay, I can create something similar to this. I was literally like, I'll create that. And I think our names were similar. So someone comes in and he's like, oh, he copied my code and this and that. And I was like, I didn't copy it. Like, how can you copy it? He's like, oh, he copied this. And something leads to another. And I was like, anyone who buy, I was starting to sell lifetime deals. And I was, anyone who is customer of his, he can kind of get 25% discount or something like that. And it kind of worked out. Like there was a lot of sales. Like for me, it was like my first product, right? So I was able to get good amount of sales there because a lot of discussion. Because these things, what I feel is the way social media works is like if there's some sort of I don't know, I'm not getting the word for it, but like this is what creates an engagement, right? Okay, like, oh, there's some fight kind of happening. People are interested to learn more about it. Okay, what is happening? So similar thing happened when I launched Magic Slides. So again, as I said, it was not something I was planning. Oh, we should launch this or that. It was just, oh, I wanted to build an app. I built the app. Now, when it comes to the website, what to write and everything, I'm too lazy sometimes. I kind of did a very wrong thing. Like, it's not something I have, but I was like, I'll just copy one of the competitor title headline. I was like, I'll update it later. And I didn't thought of it, but I didn't update it and I launched it. So that competitor comes in and he's like, hey, he is using that Marvel's meme that you copied my beard style, like kind of, he's posting that. So a lot of discussion like that is happening. So I don't know, like it might help in kind of that, but anyhow, that's one of the way. Like we launched on Reddit, a lot of discussion happened there. I'm not exactly sure because we didn't track as such, but we launched on Reddit. I created a lot of YouTube videos as well. So these are the two places. I'm sure, like either YouTube and Reddit. At that time, honestly speaking, like I was not expecting any sales as such. I was focusing on the other product. This was like, okay, I really wanted to build this. Let's see what happens, how the people react. And I actually left it for a while, I guess, afterwards. But just after the sales started coming in, then I came in and started focusing.
What does that Reddit strategy look like? Is that like you open an account and you just like you post something like this is what we're building, or are you getting commenting on people's things? Or?
Looks like, can you repeat?
So like how do you do that on Reddit? Like how did you get attention? Were you like commenting on like other people's or like you
So my like since I have been building a lot of products, I'm the guy who have been banned from a lot of subreddit because I just post. I see some Reddit, I feel oh this might be related to my application. I just share it. Like if they feel it. So that was me. Like I have done a lot of posts before, even for my previous products. I have gotten thousands of votes as well in my previous products. So I literally shared it in like a Google subreddit or something. It was big ones that got. So I had some karma, you can say maybe before because of that. But again, it's always random, honestly, because nowadays even when I have like 5,000 karma on Reddit, I cannot expect my post will pull up. But yeah, I was giving you the example of that thing of the engagement because I feel this is really happening in a lot of businesses where people do it in different ways. But why should people care becomes a very important thing. And you could always come up and be like, we launched something like that. And these things which happened, which I mentioned about the competitor coming in and all, that kind of just feels like it was like, I didn't copy your code and we're kind of having a discussion. We're like engaging ourselves and then other people are commenting this and that. We're asking other. So I feel this engagement part, I haven't tried to recreate it, but whenever it happens, it kind of helps. But again, it was just a short-term thing. But if someone is interested to post on Reddit, my suggestion will be, I don't think I need to check the post, but right now what I usually do is I'll post videos. And I'll be like, hey, okay, this is how the product works. I'll mention the name in the title sometimes. Nowadays, like my Reddit posts are not working that much. I am not expert. It just, out of 100 of my posts, 10 of them have worked. And that is good enough. So that's kind of the way I think it is. But yeah, so that's basically it.
Cool. And were there any other channels that you tried early on to grow? Any other marketing channels that maybe worked or didn't work?
So my experience launching a lot of different products, I have used YouTube, Reddit, Facebook groups. That is something initially which I used to use a lot when it comes to the lifetime deals. Because around lifetime deals, there are multiple groups which has been created where if you have a product where you are offering a lifetime deal, you share that. So since I worked on multiple products which were lifetime deal and they were lifetime deal for a long time. Facebook group did work. It worked for me very well. It is how I started. I mean, like how I got my first sale for my first product was I created a video of myself. Basically, Facebook doesn't let you send too many links to too many people. I created a product. I went to a group which will have people who would like that product. I personally message people and I send a video that, hey, I built this. Are you interested? Then reply. I actually posted that video on LinkedIn also, like just to have a memory. But so Facebook worked for me. Reddit worked for me. But Reddit is like a bit unreliable in terms of like my major focus always has been on YouTube because I had experience with YouTube. My understanding with YouTube is a bit more reliable in long term. So for example, even for the products which I would have built long time ago, because of creating a lot of videos and some things around it, you can continuously get traffic. So that And also I feel the conversion part is much better if you share some sort of a YouTube video, because people are like in a different sense compared to the platforms. On Facebook, I used to do lives as well. So like how we are doing an interview like that. In lifetime deals, when I'm launching them, I'll be getting on a call with the moderator or the main person of the group, and we'll be doing those kind of things. So I don't think I have tried too many things. I did that. I have done product hunt as well, but not that often. Only for a few of my products. I don't think it resulted in any sales as such, or maybe I didn't do it as well. Yeah. So yeah, those are the major sources. I think I have tried Instagram and all, but not. It hasn't worked out. Even right now, we have a person who was handling it for like literally 1 to 2 years. He has been posting and it has 60,000 followers. But I don't think like there is no conversion part which I feel, because it was he was trying to create viral reels, because I think I incentivized him initially for kind of getting me views and stuff followers, so he choose that path. Now we're kind of reworking into that. Okay, how can we optimize that for sales rather than just views and followers? Yeah.
And you've got 24,000 subscribers on YouTube, right?
Yes, I have
And
not that channel too, but
for someone who knows nothing about growing a subscriber base on YouTube, like how does someone go about that? Like what's important?
one important tip I feel is you should make sure you feel a way which you want the other person to feel. So, for example, a lot of people will be explaining their product and they'll be like this. Okay, it does this. Like the whole energy, whatever you're feeling like, now that's what the person who's watching your video will feel like. So I feel, because I was creating a lot of YouTube videos before, I had this instinct also. Like, so whenever I create a new product, I created a YouTube channel for them. I have Magic Form. I created only 3 to 4 videos. It has 500 subscribers on that YouTube channel. I created Sheet AI app product. It has 1500 subscribers on that product. I worked on it for a few months. Then I created Magic Slides YouTube channel. It has 5,000 subscribers on YouTube. After that, I got a little bit into the company and managing part. Like, it's kind of changing. So I am not too much, but what I feel is this is a very important critical part. I feel you should be like in the energy which you want the other person to feel, and it will solve major of your problems, because this is engagement part, right? When you're creating something, and if you're not excited yourself, how are you expecting the other person to be like excited or interested? He have 10 different things or 10 different options to choose from. And if you are the one who is like the most excited, at least he'll be happy after watching the video. At least he'll be feeling a little better after the video, even if he didn't get something. So I feel like that is very critical part. You should make sure, okay, when you're creating the video, you should be like full energy wise. Okay, like, let's.
And should you expect it to take a long time? Like how long did it take you to build 24,000 subscribers?
No, that was 8 months. Like that was start of my journey basically. I was not creating product that time. It was when I was teaching. I think it took around 8 months or something.
Wow,
But
that's very impressive.
but I was creating very long videos, literally. So whatever the people were literally teaching in the paid courses, I was recording 6 hour long video. Like at one sitting, and YouTube was not letting me upload, so I had to upload it in pieces. And that pieces have like 2 lakh views or plus like that. So it
Yeah.
was kind of good content which I was trying to focus and like kind of explain. And was just having fun. Like I think that is also important when you're creating content. If you're not having fun yourself, the other person will not have fun who's watching you. It's again the same emotion thing. Like make sure that you're not dull or things like that. That is very core to the product.
Yeah, I like that. And so you've got 7 SaaS companies, maybe maybe more.
It's like it's hard to
Is
focus
that
on one on.
is that a strategy you recommend, like creating lots of different? And is the idea that you build lots of things so that then one of them just becomes the main thing, or do you intend on like sort of growing all of them?
Okay, so I think 4 years or 5 years something back, I saw Lerob, I think IO, levels.io, right? Levels.
Yeah, yeah.
I saw his 12 months, 12 products things, and I did try that. I actually have a video. Just give me 1 minute. I'll see if I can kind of try to show you that. Because I was doing that thing, like I'll launch 12 products in 12 months. So to answer your question, like in short, if I'll answer, it will be that my strategy is not to grow all of them. What I feel is we don't always know what the market wants. So sometimes rather than trying to force something on the market, go with the flow. Like see what the people wants, build multiple products which excites you, which you want to be there and stuff. And see what people give. Like you just need to make sure that you are giving enough efforts to put it out there, and then see how people are reacting to it. It doesn't make sense to put too much effort into something which people are like, yo, we don't need it. And for people, like for example, products where people are paying for it and you're like, okay, people are interested into it. So even if you're not interested too much into that field, like for example, I was the guy who didn't wanted to create the pitch deck. So I was doing the coding part, and now I'm the one who's need to like make sure the product is good in terms of helping people create the best pitch deck. So it's a very different, like I didn't choose this particular niche or as such. I was like, hey, I need to create the best presentation, this and that. But I just stumbled upon this issue and I was like, okay, I will do my best to kind of solve this problem for people, because this is what clicked for people. We have, so as I said, I launched 20 plus product. I'll share a list or something. You have 7 are listed on the Trust MRR because they have revenue. But others I build also. But yeah, other thing which will happen also is like you'll spend months time on some product which will make zero revenue, and you'll spend few weeks time on products which will make a lot of revenue. So again, coming back to the point, it's not always about that the product is the problem or something like that. Like, I mean, you cannot force something to the people. I mean, like, you should try to build multiple things. I think, like, just test it out. Okay, if this is working, that is working, and it's just, yeah, something
Cool.
should.
Yeah, it's good advice. If you had to start again tomorrow, let's say we took all your money, we gave you $1,000, you had to start from scratch. How would you go back to getting to 10K a month?
I don't think we don't even need 1,000. My whole strategy was just how I will go is I'll just find something which people are interested in. Something simple, something with literally like a single feature. I don't want to build like a whole suite thing or something. I'll build some. So that's what I built actually in my first whole phase. They were literally products which were doing just single thing, nothing more. People were, why don't you add this? Why don't you add? But I was like, no. That's what it does, and that's all what it's going to do. So what I'll do, I'll find a problem which people are facing issue. I'll make sure these people are the one who are ready to pay. I'll find a product which is already generating revenue, which is simple to create. I'll create that to give a pricing or something of that nature. I can literally get a .web.app domain from Firebase, which I got. Right now I have the money, so I usually buy the domains, but you can just get a lot of free domains as well. And this hosting is always free, so you just create that and then start talking to people. The main thing is go talk, create videos, talk to people, send some videos. So I'll send people some videos, I'll send people audio message, I will create a lot of YouTube videos. I feel YouTube videos, if created in a way where you're answering people question, can be really converting in terms of, let's say my product does this, I'll be like, here's a product which should help you do this. So create those kind of content. And yeah, I think again, this whole thing will not take you to 10,000 directly. There's a lot of steps, there's a lot of luck also involved, which like even now if I just directly start something else, I cannot guarantee that I'll be able to take it to 10,000 MRR. But the steps will be very similar in a way if you just follow this through, right? Like if the product is right, if the product market fit is there, it will tickle in. The growth and all will be there, and you will just need to kind of figure out other things and how to make the product better and better.
Cool. Very cool. Awesome. What's one mistake that you see entrepreneurs make? Is there a mistake that you wish you could just sort of tell the world, like, stop doing this?
Mistake. There's so many, honestly, like, but it's just, everything feels like okay, but none of those mistakes. I mean, like, I'm not getting any mistake which is coming to my mind. Okay, don't do that, because all of them feels like they have made me who I am. Like, if you don't do kind of a mistake, you don't learn. You can watch 100 videos. 100 people will come to you and tell you, stop kind of coding and start doing the marketing. But if you are like me, you'll be like, no, let's do the coding part. I'll add one more feature which will get me customers. Even though every person saying stop coding the part, doing the add feature and feature, start going out making videos, or at least do some marketing. The mistake is simple. I think mistake or suggestion will be like, focus on marketing. I think a lot of people don't value it enough. They think, like, initially at least, I mean, when I started, I was like, I'll create something totally different. It does not exist in the world or something like that. And more I, stayed in the kind of trying to generate, I think what I learned was it's much better, like, to create something which has proven, especially when you're early. You don't have the funds to educate the market on how you need to do a new thing. It's just like in India, like, for example, I give this example of, okay, you can be a vegetable seller, or you can be someone who sells some magic tricks or to do something. That magic trick guy might have something very interesting, but he have to explain and everything. But in a vegetable shop, people will come. They need vegetables. Like, you just need to price it well and be like, okay, they are good. So they'll just come, even if you're silent, you just have a price there and you're like, they'll buy, they need it, right? So don't try to, especially in the start of your career, don't try to be like, oh, I'm a genius, I'll create something new.
Yeah.
Don't be like, yo, I need to recreate everything. I have done a lot of mistakes in terms of, oh, the title thing which I told you, right? Copied the title thing. It was again not something I will say to do, but I'm just saying like it will happen, and you will make mistakes, but don't stop yourself. Just if you're liking something you want to recreate, create. That's the whole power of the internet. We are able to create something and then make it better later, kind of thing.
Yeah, I think that's fantastic advice. It's something I've been thinking about a lot recently. Is people take a lot of demand risk because they innovate. They try to innovate too much. They're like, "I'll create something the world like needs that they don't have." And yeah, sometimes that might work, but it's it's pretty tough. I think like it's way safer to just like take something you already know people want, people will pay for.
Right.
Because as soon as you just innovate on one small piece of it, like that could have been the ingredient that people were willing to pay for, and you might have removed that part. You don't know, and you often you don't know until you get into it, you start
That,
selling it, you talk to the customers, and
exactly. And
yeah,
that's the part when I told you okay, that one feature product. Because what
yeah,
happens is if you try to copy a big company, major of their features are not generating them revenue.
yeah,
Literally. I know that because I'm running something. I have 10
yeah,
different things. I Figma is it. There are 10 different things which we have built. We know what generates revenue. And if you come to be like, oh, let me copy what he's doing, do that. But you'll be like, too many features. Why are you doing all of that? Try to find something where you have just one thing. You find a company which is like, you know, okay, this is generating the revenue. And then you work on that. That way you can kind of do initially. If you want to innovate or something, if you have like funding or like $100 million or something, you can try and like even in our space, like there was a competitor who I think you might have heard of Tome.
what was the name? Sorry,
Tome.
I don't think so.
It raised hundreds of millions and it was in this field of presentation creation and literally so much virality it got that it's ended their services. They kind of pivot to sales thing or like they try to serve them in some way. But their domain doesn't work now. Literally it's like within a year or 2 years maximum. So what I'm saying
Wow,
is like that's even if you have too many funds, you can try to be like, oh, we are different way of doing something and can fail at it. So yeah, like to make sure, like initially I don't recommend. Like if you're someone who wants to do bootstrap, just create something first, have some revenue coming in, then you can experiment later when you have some
awesome,
recurring flow of revenue.
cool. And how do you learn? Where do you get your content? Do you read books? Do you listen to podcasts? What do you like to consume?
Twitter is very good. Good. I
Yeah,
really like the kind of people you connect with, the kind of things people are sharing there. I feel that is kind of circling to other places as well. Like people are going on LinkedIn as well, sharing a lot of advices there. But I always come back to Twitter a lot. Like I
yeah,
find a lot of information there. Yeah, I mean, I watch podcast and all as well. But information wise, I feel it's majorly about actions. You can
yeah.
get so many information nowadays, but what people lack is don't feel motivated just to watch the video. Like don't get okay, you have got done something just by watching videos. Try to get something out. Like I try to like I have so many books like but I haven't read major not even one I have completed fully. Because I want to, but it's like just okay, the data and the way you execute on that data gives you the most learnings compared
Yeah.
to like what you can learn. It always helps. Like I have read this domain dot com secrets and all. Those were like very good that particular time. But yeah, afterwards,
Yeah.
then you just learn because it's much
You learn
different
a lot
phases
more
of
by
life.
doing.
Initially you can learn a lot, but once you are a little bit higher in that, then a lot of time involves in your specific knowledge of what you are doing and what requires solving. So according to that, I get educated.
Awesome. Cool. What's next for you? What's your focus now?
Focus Magic Slides app. We are really trying to make it the best presentation. We recently did a lot of improvements when it comes to content and the designs and all. So we are hiring team. We are scaling an offline team. Like year back or something, we were fully not year. I think 2 years something back. 2 years something back. I was like with one person only. Then today we are like 12 people team and literally coming like the offline team was also a little bit different from me because if you see my videos, all the past videos, you'll see me just sitting in my room and coding and then creating videos and everything myself. So it has been a different kind of experience of kind of getting work done from other people. And yeah, I'm trying to get good at that. And because I always come back to okay, well, I'll do it. Like if you're not, but that's what I'm focusing on, finding good talent so that I can have people who are dedicated to a specific thing so that we can have a much reliable growth and everything.
Awesome. Thanks, man. I found this super insightful. Really enjoyed it. Where can people follow you if they want to follow your journey?
Twitter. That's a very good place for bootstrap businesses to be, like people who want to start something. You'll find a lot of people there. So Indian app guy. I mean, like even if someone watching this, they can understand this opportunity of being on this podcast and everything I got because I posted a video. And again, I was not too much creative, honestly. I want to be honest about it. I saw someone else do that. So, someone created a video. I was literally sitting in the meeting room. I was going to do some meetings and stuff. And I was like, why am I not creating? So I just pick up the phone. I recorded the similar kind of video. My phone was causing a lot of issue, this storage, but I just kind of tried to create that and just posted it. And see, like, because of that, we are sitting here. So, like, I really feel like the people who are starting, they are putting so much, restriction on themselves. Like, I need to create, I need to be creative, I need to just see something, create something, post it out, get out there. Like, that's go there, out, create content and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll never know.
Advice.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks. I'm looking forward to following your journey.
Sure. Thank you very much, man. Okay. Important link for us. Okay.
I'll click record again. We jump back on. There's too much good content here.
Like, since you run an agency and all, I have a plans of running SEO agency. The reason I'm saying that is all the customers and the traffic which we are getting, it's all from organic. We have tried ads. It hasn't worked so far for us. But like that organic gives us a very good edge, especially when it comes to SaaS, because you're getting customer who can last for a years in a subscription payment, and you're literally getting it for cost of zero. The only cost is the employee cost which we have, which we also recently increased because I hired someone senior. But if I want to get into that agency part, how would you suggest me to get started, like getting my first?
Yeah, sure. So I obviously ran an agency for 8 years. I've invested in other agencies. Fairly familiar with the model. I think it sounds a bit like cliche, but in the short term, agencies are voting machines, and in the long term, they're weighing machines. And what I mean by that is, in the short term, whether an agency will get off the ground and work depends on whether you can acquire clients profitably. So you'll have to pay money on cold email campaigns, LinkedIn ads campaigns, all those sorts of things to acquire clients. Maybe it costs you £1,000 to acquire a client. If they're going to pay you 10 grand over their lifetime, then it'll work. You can get the business off the floor. But in the long term, it all depends on the results.
Okay.
And so you could do that for a while, you get loads of clients, but if your churn then after 3, 4, 5, 6 months starts going through the roof, very quickly it all falls apart. And that all comes down to how good is the actual channel and how good are your results for your clients. And I don't know tons about the SEO industry, but obviously it's very competitive, which means anytime that you try SEO, you're often competing with other people who are spending a fortune on agencies or are very good at it themselves. And it's essentially another, like most marketing channels are bidding channels. It all depends on how many other companies are bidding for the same attention and how much they're willing to pay. And can you afford to pay more than them? And so I don't know whether an SEO agency is still a good idea or not, but
that I think basically, like regarding bidding kind of thing, that makes sense in the ads kind of way. But the thing which we are doing is the organic marketing. We don't do any ads, like that's not our thing. The reason I feel it kind of relates to me is because a lot of companies who are let's say bootstrap or even who are earning revenue and all, a major cost of their goes into the advertisement, right? And even when I looked out for the SEO companies who are like offering this SEO agency basically, who are offering SEO services, they are not able to like give the amount of value which is kind of required. So for example, what they'll do, 4 blogs, 4 or 5 backlinks. But since I've been doing that for last 3 years, we have like writers and everything. I was managing them myself. Now I got someone who was 5 years experience into the team, and I was like, you know what, now we are going to build up a huge team. So when we are doing that, what we realized was this is not enough. Like if you have a agency which is offering you 5, 10, 20 blogs, something like that, and saying we will build this many backlinks, that's not how it works. We literally, how we execute is we find a keyword, we are like, we want to rank on this particular one, and let's see how we will go about doing that. And of course, we focus on white hat only. I never did anything to do the black, because we are someone who wants to be in the market for a long time. It's like my whole like the vision for my company is actually to build a generational company. Like whatever I build, it might be the product will change, but the company will be there. Like that's what my goal is. So I never compromise with like a short-term money goal. So that I don't have. But what I'm trying to say is one issue which I find is in SEO, I cannot get someone for 1 month only because it will not be easy for me to give them any result, at least justify for the value they are investing. And that becomes a little bit tricky part where like minimum lock-in is 3 months. And so yeah, I'm like kind of thinking how I should go about it. I was able to close one client actually, but what happened was I didn't had an offline team. My writers kind of up, so they kind of use some AI or this and that, and I was like, dude, like, and he got a little bit confused in that. Ki, oh, I'm not sure I can trust it. So I was like, okay, I'll refund all your money. So that kind of thing happened. So that's why I was like, when those kind of things happen, I was like, look, I am gonna build the whole office team, and I'm not gonna be like just doing the remote thing. It might be working for a lot of people. I want a full dedicated. So right now, our content writer literally sits by the side of the senior so that we can make sure the whole quality and everything. So now I feel again I'm prepared now, but yeah, I just want to go there and like kind of see how I can. I'll not be using cold emails or anything. I don't have any experience with that, but I'll try like or maybe sharing on Twitter or like something like that. I'll be using.
Yeah, agencies are very competitive because they are easy to start. And so there's lots of people out there doing it. And yeah, I don't think they're amazing business models. They're okay. You can earn six, maybe seven figures a year, but I don't think they're really eight-figure
I have one
businesses.
edge in this. Like, since I'm from India, okay, so $1 equals to 90 rupees thing happens. And that really gives me a lot of edge where I can give very competitive pricing while making sure the quality is good. That is very important. But I'm not saying like I'm just gonna hire someone from some website or this. I literally have the writer in the office who is actually writing. We have this policy now which we changed. We literally actually got rid of the whole remote team. And we literally hired people who are going to work with us in offline. So Bangalore is the kind of the called the Silicon Valley of India kind of. So we kind of placed our office there. We hired a lot of developers. Developers were working with us before also, but the content writer and the we got someone from the north side of our country to the south fully because he was like a very experienced SEO person. So like we are focusing fully on the quality now, and even then I'm very sure I can give competitive pricing compared to other people who are offering it from other countries and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, no doubt. And I suspect you could build a good company, but
Yeah.
you're always going to be fighting to stay ahead when things change and against other people who are doing it as well. You've got to always be better than them. And it's very competitive. It's very tough, and for that reason, you'd always having to innovate. I have no doubt you could go and build a 6 or maybe 7 figure agency,
Yeah.
but it's not super scalable,
It's
in
scalable.
my opinion. Yeah, I feel like the SaaS route is is probably
That's what we are two things. So one is I was thinking we can do agency. Another is fully focus on different product aspects of ours, which we are already doing actually. We're fully focusing on Magic Slides and also the other products which we have. We're kind of pushing them as well so that it can also fuel back into one another. So kind of trickling it down to other different products. So that is also something which we are trying. But what happens is for a company who is already generating some revenue, they have some authority. It's much easier for even us to give them results compared to us giving result to our products which is very new or something which we haven't fully worked on. If you are someone who have worked on something for 1 year or something time, then you have already built up some sort of an authority or some things like that which we can come and work above that to kind of give you a better SEO kind of results. But yeah, I mean like
yeah.
scaling wise, this is also again as I said, like I because of that launching multiple things, I am kind of someone who likes different things. I'm even interested in like local businesses. Okay, like oh, I want to own a cafe, this and that. So a lot of things goes in the mind, but let's see.
Yeah.
Let's see what
Yeah.
executes.
I'm the same. My biggest issue is shiny object syndrome, just too many business ideas that I want to work on and not enough
Yes.
time or resources. Same as you.
Exactly,
But
exactly. We have to prioritize. That has been a very critical part. Like, what do you feel is the most important thing to work on? So yeah, morning starts with that only to decide. Okay, yeah,
yeah,
let's
I like
focus.
that.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
Awesome.